Hello and welcome to PropTech Leadership Talk, where we talk to eminent PropTech leaders who are disrupting real estate with cutting edge technologies. I'm Ravi, founder CEO of PropTech Buzz, the world's largest and the only B2B real estate ecosystem. Joining us today is Ketan Sabnis, founder CEO of Sell.do, one of India's leading real estate focused CRM platforms, helping developers modernize sales, marketing, and customer engagement operations. Over the years, Ketan has worked closely with real estate businesses across the country, gaining deep operational insights into how developers manage leads, inventory, channel partners, and customer journeys at scale. In this conversation today, we will explore the evolution of real estate sales technology, why generic CRMs fail in real estate, how developers can scale operationally, where AI and automation are taking the industry next, and understand Ketan's leadership capabilities that he has developed over the years. So, with that, let's welcome Ketan. Ketan, welcome to PropTech Buzz podcast today. How are you doing?
Thanks, Ravi. Thank you for inviting me to this podcast. It's an honor to be here. And I'm doing great. I think it's one of the best times to be in this industry, in CRMs, vertical CRM. So it's exciting with AI and new stuff. So really looking forward to share some thoughts, understand from you, and let's see how it goes.
Excellent. And I would like to start this with somewhat of a context setting of your background. You have spent over 16 years building SaaS products and working closely with businesses. What made you specifically focus on real estate when most founders avoid such a complex and old industry?
Okay. So yeah, it's been like 16 years working in tech. I've always been an engineer, so that's at the core of things that what we do at Sell.do, right? But so why real estate? So we always knew that it's a hard game. We never got into it to look at it as an easy industry. Uh, we saw. So what happened is essentially we saw a lot of broken things when we started like 15 years back when adoption of technology was very low. There were a lot of gaps in how leads were being managed, how sales was being conducted, and that's how we saw that we should get into this. This is something really exciting. Another thing in real estate is it's a very high stake, high emotion purchase, right? So people will generally buy once in their lifetime. Even for a developer, every lead really really counts, right? Because they've spent money. Every sale is going to get a few couple of crores, if not something. So it's very very important that you kind of manage that entire journey well, give a good customer experience and all. So CRM in that sense really plays a very core role for the real estate industry. Uh, for us, what we started. So if I had to go back like 15 years, we were seeing everything is done on Excels. People are just working on post-it notes and stuff like that, right? We got into this looking at uh, let's really. There's a lot of work that we can do, a lot of engineering that we can do, a lot of efficiency that we can drive. And I think somewhere we have all gone through our buying journey, right? We've all been purchasers of a real estate or a home, whether it's for investment or for a end use, right? And then we really saw that those gaps. We felt that yeah, we can do better, and developers can do better here. That's how we got into it. And I think once we were in it, I never saw it stop. We Every year we saw something new happen. We saw adoption grow. We saw new challenges come up. And like I started like so with AI, I think this is the best time to be in this in any industry where you're doing vertical CRMs or vertical software. You can really innovate. I think we'll talk more about it.
Excellent, Ketan. So, what excites you more today? Solving operational problems or shaping the future of real estate technology?
Okay, so I don't think they're two separate items. I don't look at it that way. I think you have to always solve for a future thing. What's really happening in real estate, and it's going to really shape up well. But while doing that, solving the operational stuff, ensuring that day to day the adoption of the software goes, you're really solving something for the end user, which in our case there are like four or five stakeholders that we look at, which is your pre-sales, your marketing, your sales guys, your owners and CXOs, and you have two external stakeholders which are really important today in real estate, which is channel partners and your end buyers, right? So if you have to look at all of these stakeholders, there are a lot of moving parts, and I think those operational challenges are also really important to ensure that adoption happens. Once we see the adoption is when we can really push the newer stuff that we are building, like AI. And we're really excited about AI. We don't look at it as a add-on feature on top of CRM, but we look at it as a very core part of your entire operating system, if we had to call it, at a real estate sales team. So we are really actively working on it. We are with AI, I think it can tell you which leads you should call, which leads you should focus on. Is your team really doing the best with what they're calling? It can do auditing, it can improve, it can train them better to be better and better efficient, or more efficient with what they're doing. So I think it's really getting exciting, and so it's a mix of both when we are doing at this point.
Excellent, Ketan. We'll come to AI when we cover the product aspects of your business. But let's also understand what has working with the largest developers in India taught you about how real estate businesses actually operate behind the scenes.
I think great question, Ravi. So I think as the scale amplifies, there's a lot more chaos that also gets amplified with it. Uh, and that's where we see a CRM like Sell.do really helps bring in clarity, streamline processes, really give clarity with data, with more insights and stuff. So as we have seen, and some developers that we work with started with like being a 200, 300 crore company, and today they're doing like 4,000 crores, 7,000 crores. So we've been part of that entire journey where we were seeing them scale, build teams, processes breaking, and rebuilding all those processes with them. uh, Over the 15-year period, we have seen how channel partner as an ecosystem has become really strong for the industry also. So that also what kind of engagement that you can do with channel partners. We saw people, we've gone through COVID time also, right? So we saw the entire sales process move digital. We could see people really transacting and closing deals online with sales guys. So a lot of things that we have seen change as the industry shaped up, and especially as developers really grow. One key item that we see always with the enterprise or largest developers is speed. Whether it's speed to generate leads, speed to connect with that lead, speed to site visit, the speed to booking. So we have taken up assignments where we have seen that the ask was to reduce our site visit to booking period from couple of months to say like 3 weeks. uh, and there's a lot of stuff that you can do with all your nurturing, WhatsApp calling and stuff that you can generate now with AI. So excellent stuff that we could do with these customers. And like I said, it's all challenges that are thrown at us from developers, which actually gets us into brainstorming and kind of building the next feature or the next roadmap for Sell.do.
Excellent perspectives there, Ketan. Thank you so much. Now, I would like to move on the deeper aspects of your tech stack and what you're solving through technology. But again, setting the context on technology, there are so many CRMs in the market already. You mentioned about AI, which is also making some of these use cases redundant. So, in
Yeah.
this context, why doesn't a generic CRM work well for real estate?
Sure. Uh, so I think inherently real estate has a very different sales process compared to most industries that generic CRMs are built for. So most generic CRMs are built for either a manufacturing kind of setup, or it's very like fast moving e-com kind of setups that I've seen them work very well, or it's a B2B use case where they are built up. So if I had to take a very specific use cases of real estate, I think I'll start with inventory at the top. Uh, so with inventory, it's not like manufacturing where you have an unlimited, or e-com where you have unlimited units. You're selling like a specific set of inventory units that you want to sell. So how you price them, how you understand your inventory movement, because you have to also construct it. So insights on that. When you're doing a launch, can you really change the pricing on the fly, really understand what is selling fast and stuff. So that kind of configuration, even the negotiation process is very different. You have cost sheet, you have a payment schedule, you have so many things that are very different from a generic CRM. Not any other industry that I've seen do this. Second is channel partners. Again, very very core to selling, which I've been saying now. So you need a separate portal for them. You need to give them visibility into what happens to the leads that they submit to you. Then commission tracking is also very different and tough. You have larger channel partners who are signing up AOPs. You have not got now got mandate companies. You have got the smaller retail brokers. Everybody has a different payment structure. You need to track a lot of things, right? Plus the payments, if you look at it as a core example, is you do a booking, then agreement. So you understand there are a lot of nuances in just working with channel partners out there. And the last, I think, is sales cycle. Real estate is one place where you can see a sales cycle happen in like 30 days, and it can go up to like 6 months, 8 months, 10 months as well, right? And during that period you need to really nurture those leads, stay connected, stay on top as the highest recall, follow up, automation, understand all of this. So I think very different from a generic CRM, and that's where products like a Sell.do really shine.
That's a great context setting for how the CRMs function in real estate today. Um, let's also dig a little deeper there and understand the changing role of CRM. And what would be your opinion? Has CRMs become more of a growth tool than a sales tool?
Definitely, Ravi. So I think if I had to go back again like 15 years, CRM was non-existent. It was a lot of ERPs that people, which was like almost just a software of record keeping. From there, we got into a CRM where it started with one initial thought of stop losing leads, ensure that every lead gets captured into one place, just organize your data. And I think that is the starting point where we were looking at people just moving from an Excel to somewhere where everything can be automated or everything can be captured and you get a view. Today, I think our best customers run their entire organization on the platform. Whether it's demand generation, whether it's tracking the marketing ROI, whether it's managing channel partners, whether it's deploying AI to really scale while augmenting your headcount. And this works beautifully when you're doing launch, right? So during launch you don't really as a developer want to hire a massive workforce, train them on that. With India, I think you need so much language that changes across cities. You want to support that, and a lot of your cities now are Cosmo crowd, right? So you need to support multi. So it's very tough for a developer to really scale up their pre-sales or sales team so fast while they're doing a launch. So with all of this, with AI playing a role there, you can really look at it as a growth engine that you rightly said. So it becomes a nervous system for the business to run operations, while the CXOs, your MDs, your heads, owners can really focus on driving efficiencies and really looking at a long-term growth with that.
Excellent, Ketan. So let's talk and understand from the developer point of view, because of many options available in the market today. And if they are choosing a CRM today, how should they make an informed choice? What should they actually evaluate beyond, say, pricing and the demos that the CRMs offer?
Sure, Avi. So, I think if I were to evaluate this, I'll give my perspective. Of course, everybody has some more thoughts, or they have a different process and different approach to it. But the top three things that I would kind of consider, one is the real estate depth of the product, right? Whether the platform really understands the real estate workflow. Does it have the tech team and the support team to kind of understand your requirement and customize and really deploy it for your organization? uh, Again, I don't want people to be spending time investing into a generic product and then take like 6 months or a year to just customize, because you'll never see the ROI. By the time you have the product, you have like 10 new things that have happened in the tech world, which again you're always catching up with. So that doesn't work. And this includes stuff which is like inventory, channel partners and stuff. This tech should be like available on day one, customize, go live quickly, and then you can start really working on newer stuff to drive value and drive growth. Second is the AI roadmap. This has become really important today. You can't have a very narrow approach or a shallow approach to it, where you look at, chalo, I can plug an AI on top of a CRM and say I'm using AI. Is it really driving meaningful value? Is it really automating the workflow? Is it driving efficiencies? Consider all of that, and maybe not today, but at least you need to look at what the roadmap on that product is from that company. As long as you see a roadmap and it's being developed and it's being deployed, you should be good on that front. Third is, really look at what happens after a demo. This is true to every SaaS product that I evaluate. So uh, demos are really well built. They are showcasing a very positive path, journey of a user when they are talking to a customer. So you need to look at what happens after that. So you can talk to existing customers, ask for references, or ask for a demo, or ask for like a smaller deployment, a POC or something of that sort. And also look at, take like a deeper demo, get more stakeholders involved, try to understand not just a positive flow, but ask more questions during the demo, or ask really your workflow, how does that fit on it. And people are really happy, like a SaaS company who really has that confidence will be able to showcase, maybe do some customization, talk to you about your process, and show how it really fits beyond the demo. I think, the Ravi, that's the top three topics that I will consider while making a decision.
Thanks, Ketan. We also know that most of the leads today come from Meta, Google, portals, WhatsApp, calls, and walk ins. Now, how does Sell.do orchestrate all this and organize all of this in one place?
Yes, Ravi. I think, great question. So I think one thing that we always started with Sell.do was to ensure that we organize all your leads from day one. So from day one, how we looked at CRM is, you get your leads from certain channels. So there's like API or digital. You can get all your leads. You've got communication channels, so email, SMS, WhatsApp, calling. If you can cover these four, then it doesn't depend whether it's a different vendor or whatever. But these are the core four or five communication channels through which a customer or a lead reaches out. So whenever we talk to a developer, we say that you look at these four or five channels and ensure that these are 100% captured into a CRM automatically. While doing this, you also look at all your digital spends, because you're really spending heavily there, and ensure that all of that is getting captured. When I say getting captured, it's not just about the lead, because getting a lead from Meta is very easy. You want to really understand from which campaign, from which source, from which ad set it is coming, so that you can really go and then tighten your campaigns, make tweaks accordingly. So capturing data, and not just capturing it at a lead level, but ensuring that it goes into the entire funnel. So understanding the same source level tracking at a qualified lead, at a site visit, and at a booking, which might happen even like 6 months down the time, right? So you should be able to track that entire funnel, and do a perfect attribution on it. I think if you can consider this as one important thing, that's what we focus on at Sell.do. And then all of this data has to be on a single dashboard, right? So we don't want people like marketing teams working somewhere else, your sales teams doing somewhere else. So if you can build all of this, the entire workflow runs on top of this, teams work on the same software, and one dashboard where the entire review of the entire company, whether it's the financial review, whether it's the inventory review, whether it's the sales review, happens on the dashboard. So that's how it works with Sell.do for a lot of our customers.
Excellent, Ketan. Thanks for sharing your insights on the space of real estate CRM and how Sell.do is leading the wave of disruption in this space. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ravi. Thank you for having me today. It was nice connecting. I hope I could uh, share my thoughts. Great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.